Sunday, the 26th. The great group out there at the Harstine Island Community Club continuing its Inquiring Minds series with Rachel Cardone, H2OMG, making sense of water scarcity in an insecure world. I'm here to talk on the air with Donna Hamilton. She's in studio with me to talk a little bit more about this one. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for coming on.
Good. Thanks.
This is the second of the third of the speaker series here for the Harstine Island Community Club.
Right.
The choir has another one later.
The choir has another one. I have just the name of it to tell you today if you want or not. And then the next time I'll tell you more about it.
Okay. This one is about water, making sense of water scarcity in an insecure world. And, you know, it seems like every day we don't go without a story with issues like lead in schools, the drought, the California, the snowpack here in Washington. So very important, water. I mean, we're made of water. There's water all over the place. So this is an important conversation.
It's an important conversation. And it's one, you know, it's hard when you live here and you have weather like we have, especially this year, to be, you know, to think there's a water problem.
Yeah.
But there is a water problem. And there's actually one here as well as other places in the world where it's much worse. So, in fact, there's some people that say that part of the whole problem in Syria was caused by a change in the water patterns.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are these some of the topics that Rachel's going to talk about here?
I don't know. I know that she's going to talk about the worldwide issue, and of course, the place where you think of it most is in Africa, where there have been water problems for a long time. But the climate is changing every place, and water is a big issue.
This is all part of the Inquiring Minds Speakers Series through Humanities Washington. And we had you on last month to talk about the speaker, and we were again focusing on the conversations of Islam, and the speaker before had done Islam 101 and things like that. How did that turn out for you guys?
It turned out really well. We had a big crowd. He talked about migration, movements of people, but he went clear back in history, and then he went around in the audience and asked everybody where their ancestors had come from.
Interesting.
And it turned out that it was really interesting because there's a wide variety even in an audience on Harstine Island. So he was really good. He was really great at engaging the audience, just getting people to be responsive and turning it into a conversation, which is the goal of Humanities Washington.
I hear that from a lot of the speakers that come. They're able to really connect with the audience.
Yeah.
There.
I think they screen the people. They do auditions, so they really try to get people that can do that and to make it engaging because, it's an opportunity for people that maybe don't live in a big city to get to hear speakers that are really good and that will pull them into some of these issues.
So it's at the Harstine Island Community Club, and it's on Sunday from 1:30 to 3. But you can get there at 1:30 when the doors open, and the program ends at 3. Donations are accepted at the door to put these on to help maintain the services at the over 100-year-old community club.
Yeah, it's like I think 102 years old now.
That in itself is a reason to come in.
It's great because it's it's got on the walls all the old ferry and all those things, the memories of things what the island used to be like.
So, Donna, tell me a little bit more about what people can expect from this conversation and then also moving on in the next conversation.
Okay. Well, I think that this conversation will be similar. She will talk to us. She's got a background basically as a private consultant, but she also worked with the Gates Foundation on their water program. So she really has a strong background in these issues. And so I've never heard her talk before, but I'm sure that she's a person that's going to have interesting things to say to us and also expect that the audience will talk to her, which is something that's really good about our programs.
Additionally, the third conversation that's coming up next month?
The third conversation will be on March 26th, and that also is a Sunday. And this speaker is from Washington State University. He's the head of their Thomas Foley Public Affairs Institute. And he's going to talk about, his title is Crazy Politics, Populism, Conspiracy Theories, and Paranoia in America.
Wow.
And he also is going back in American history to let people know that this is something that has been part of our politics throughout our history. So it's nothing new. And so he'll let us know about some of the other times when people were particularly concerned and interested in politics in a way that's not always the case. Sometimes the elections are, I'll just vote for that one because I don't like any of them. But this one was different.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. All great conversations, and it all is through Humanities Washington. How does the community club decide on who's coming to talk?
Right. Well, Humanities Washington has a speakers bureau, and they have, I think, 32 different speakers available every year. And so what happens is the community club itself gets to vote on which speakers they want to have. So it's a democratic process. We pick our own speakers, and then basically then people are getting the topics that they want to hear about, and it's a good way to do it.
How engaged is the community? Is the community around the Harstine Island Community Club? Do you have a lot of folks always there participating?
There's something going on almost all the time. There are things ranging from yoga classes in the morning, big events like the apple squeeze in the fall, and the sales. The women's club meets there every month. The community club meets there every month. The garden club meets there. And then the weekend after this, there's going to be one of the Harstine Island plays, which are very much worth seeing. That will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's so that'll be something that'll be really interesting for people in the community, and we invite everybody to come. The doors are open for these things. The play does require a ticket,
sure,
but our particular events are all free to the public and open to the public.
The Inquiring Minds series continues this Sunday from 1:30 to 3 with Rachel Cardone. H2OMG, making sense of water scarcity in an insecure world. And you'll be able to hear Rachel there and continue on. So we talked about the next conversation. And then the choir puts on something, and you mentioned that?
The choir will have one in April. That will be on April 23rd. And there will be a woman. It's going to be about music. The choir selects speakers or singers or players that talk about music. And it's called The Hidden History of America's Favorite Music.
Wow.
So that should be a really interesting one as well. And I hope people will come to that also.
And just right up or down the road, depending on which way you come, over the bridge to the Harstine Island Community Club.
And through the woods.
Yeah. Donna, thanks for coming on and telling us about this.
Thank you for having me.
Again, it is February. That is this Sunday from 1:30 to 3. Harstine Island Community Club, a great nonprofit. This nonprofit segment brought to you by Peninsula Credit Union.